On today's show.
Welcome back, basketball. We'll discuss the key questions heading into Game 1, including whether the Cavs defense can deliver.
Trey joins us live to give us the latest from Oakland, and we'll find out why Tristan Thompson really wants a Big Mac.
And in preparation for Warriors-Cavs 3, we're counting down the top 10 plays from the past two finals.
It's Thursday, June 1st. The starter starts now.
Good evening, Sweet World, and welcome to The Starters, presented by Jack Daniel's Tennessee Honey. Whether you're listening to the podcast, joining us live right now on NBA TV, or later on YouTube, we're very, very happy to have you. I'm Jay Skeets, and alongside me, as always, that's Tass Mellis.
It's the first of the month, so get up, cash your checks and come out. The finals have Cleveland in them. It all makes sense.
Oh, I love it. Lily, not here, of course, tonight, still in Toronto. He will be back for tomorrow's show. And Trey Kirby, he's live in Oakland at the NBA Finals. We'll talk to Trey in about 10, 11, 12 minutes. Tass, we finally made it. We finally made it after a week of over-analysis and nonstop hype here. Game 1 of the NBA Finals. Tips tonight at 9 p.m. Eastern with the Warriors hosting the Cavs. It's the league's top regular season team against the greatest player of his generation in LeBron. Dubs took the 2015 title. Cavs won 2016. This one's the rubber match. So let's talk about a few things to watch for as we head into this Game 1 and into this series. What do you got?
A little more analysis.
Sure.
Here. First thing, can the Cavs stop that Golden State offense? Can that D step up with now Kevin Durant on the other side of the basketball? Because LeBron doesn't have a Shane Battier like he did in 2012 when he was with the Miami Heat to stop OKC's then Kevin Durant. What are they going to do now?
Right.
Because they don't have a lot of defensive-minded players on this team. LeBron said as much a couple weeks ago when Brad Stevens said, this roster is perfect that we're playing against in the Eastern Conference Final. LeBron replied, we don't have a perfect roster. We don't have a perfect team, but we can make up for mistakes and we can make up for some deficiencies that we have because we communicate, we fly around, and we sacrifice for one another. That's what they're going to have to do because they don't have a lot of defensive stoppers. They don't really have a great rim deterrent at the rim. That's why they tried to sign Andrew Bogut, didn't work out. That's why they tried to sign Larry Sanders, didn't work out. Tristan Thompson does all he can. Kevin Love does all he can. But can they do enough against this Warriors team that is going to fire from everywhere? And I think sort of what goes undersaid, we've analyzed a lot, but the opponents of the Cavs in the first three rounds, they've shot pretty well from three-point land.
Right.
About 35%, which is sort of middle of the pack. Now, the Warriors might take advantage of that because they have four stars who can take advantage.
Right, that was the Pacers, Raptors, and then the Celtics.
Exactly, it's a little different.
Who does LeBron guard when you talk about the Warriors? Because, in Game 3 of last year's finals, the first two games they put LeBron on Harrison Barnes, which really meant, hey, you're a free safety, roam around. But they lost those first two games, and then the big move by Coach Lue was to put LeBron on Draymond Green. So then when the Warriors ran their Draymond Green and Steph Curry pick-and-roll action, LeBron could switch. But this, throughout the playoffs so far, and Mike Prada at SB Nation pointed this out in a great article today, so far in the playoffs, the Cavs, with LeBron, they've put him at the back. And they've had guys trap the other stars. And LeBron, again, you put him on whoever you're not worried about offensively, and he just sort of roams the back. So which one do you do here? Because it was one thing when it was Harrison Barnes, or even if you were roaming a little bit against any of the other Warriors, but now there's Kevin Durant out there. So I'm excited to see where LeBron plays. Does he take Draymond and they do what they did last year with LeBron at the front of the defensive attack? Or does he stay back like he has been in these playoffs, trying to find someone, be it whether it's the other big from the Warrior, be it Zaza or someone else there, and sort of roam around there. So that's something very, very specific, but it'll be fun to watch what Coach Lue does.
Yeah, will LeBron sort of exhaust himself on the defensive end because he has to do so much offensively? You're right, you can't really hide him. Draymond Green and even Klay Thompson, when they go to that death lineup, are inevitably going to have some open looks against this team. Will they knock them down? Will the Cavs be able to just leave them? Because, you have to take away Steph and KD. All
right, let's LeBron defensively a little bit. I'm looking at, can the Warriors slow LeBron? And I'd like to point out, slowing LeBron is relative. Yeah, he can put up 30, 10, and 10s. As long as you made him work for it and shoot a bunch of times, then you've slowed him down.
Right.
But how will they attack slowing LeBron? What is it? Is it drop off him and just let him shoot threes as much as possible? You go under the pick and roll, sag off him. That's got to be better, right? Than getting any sort of switch in one-on-one and then LeBron driving and then either just finding any of his shooters or just finishing at the rim. Is that the best way to attack LeBron? Try and make him a shooter?
I don't know. The way that LeBron is shooting right now, do you just let him go? I think the key guy in this series is Andre Iguodala. On him is he healthy enough to sort of just be physically
right
in his face and deal with him? But is Iguodala more important, or is Draymond Green sort of behind Andre Iguodala more important? Because as you said, you can't slow this guy down with one man. There's no chance.
Especially when he's shooting 42% from three in the playoffs, and even better from 16 feet to the arc. I mean, LeBron, he's got the jumper and the three going right now, and I don't even know if he's stoppable when he has that shot going, but I still think it's your best bet.
Interesting. I do think Iggy is his job, and why they probably didn't play him a lot in the Western Conference Finals is to keep him healthy, to just try and get him out there as much, deal with LeBron, just basically be a battering ram.
So what we saw in
LeBron
2015,
James.
when Iggy got Finals MVP, despite LeBron putting up massive numbers, he at least made things difficult for him.
Yeah, somewhat.
Yeah.
Those numbers are monstrous, but Iguodala won MVP because of that, because he did make it a little bit more tough. He knows him really well. You know, they've played against each other forever, and I think what the Warriors can bank on is last year when they went up 3-1, Draymond Green sort of being that second line of defense behind Iguodala made LeBron think a little bit. Draymond Green is so good at just being that rim deterrent, you know, even though he's basically the same size as LeBron James, he doesn't have a height advantage, but that aggressiveness, that fiery passion, I do think puts a little thought into LeBron James' mind when he drives to the rim. There aren't many people who can do that, but I think Draymond Green is one of those guys.
I got a Schumann stat for you from last year's finals. When LeBron, in the four wins from the Cavs, outside of the restricted area, he shot 42% in those Ws. In the losses, he shot 24%. So he was, in the three losses, he was cold and from shooting outside the paint, and in the four wins, you know, pretty solid, 42%, and obviously some threes in there as well.
Yeah.
All right, what else are we watching for?
Well, the series changed last year in Game 5, obviously, when Draymond Green went out. Kevin Love sort of found his way late in that series, and he has found his way this season with the Cavs.
This is the best we've ever seen.
Oh, yeah. So can Draymond Green, because he'll probably have that exclusive job to start on Kevin Love, can he slow down a scorching hot Love through the Eastern Conference Finals? Kevin Love has looked like Timberwolves Love, where he was the #1 option. They go to him, he gets it going right off the get-go, and he hasn't stopped, really.
You think Draymond,
Draymond's
being one of the best
guy.
defensive players in the league, should be able to do it? Yeah, the numbers are crazy. Like, again, last year, it's wild when you think the Cavs won the title, and that was the contributions they got from Kevin Love. Now, he was obviously concussed. He missed a game in that series, but really nothing. He was off the floor a lot of the time, and he's killed the Celtics in the 2017 Eastern Conference Finals. You see the numbers there.
Yeah, I think on the Warriors side, because they have a Klay Thompson and they have a Draymond Green, they have an Andre Iguodala, they have these defensive-minded guys. Dre, really all he has to worry about at the beginning of the series, beginning of each game especially, because Kevin Love needs to get the ball given to him. He needs to just get on Kevin and sort of deny him the ball.
Right.
Because it's very Chris Bosh-esque.
Yeah.
And they want to go to him at the beginning of the games to get Kevin Love in the flow. You saw that throughout the postseason already this year. It's like Chris Bosh, with the Heat.
Yeah.
They go to him.
Right.
Get a couple buckets early, get in the flow, because you can't be a Kyrie and LeBron and create for yourself a lot. Deny it, deny, and that's your job. That's your job, to just stop Kevin Love from getting going.
One more thing to watch for here in Game 1 tonight and throughout the series. It's something I talked about earlier, because I think if the Cavs have any weakness, besides sloppy turnovers, it's maybe their offensive, or the rebounding, I should say, defensive rebounding. They're vulnerable when it comes to teams that are good offensive rebounders. You need all those second chances you can get, and the Cavs have one of the best in the league in Tristan Thompson at it, and Kevin Love's not that bad either.
No, he's good at it.
So this is huge. When and if you can get the Warriors on the glass, that is when they are beatable. It'll be interesting to me is it's sort of a way that the Cavs can maybe slow down the small ball lineup too. You just make them pay by grabbing all these offensive rebounds. You get those second chance points, and it slows the game down. And then you wonder if they can do that, if they can have some success. Does that make Coach Kerr or Coach Brown, whoever's on the Warriors side, does that make them get a little more conservative and go, oh, we're getting killed on the glass here. Maybe we need to stick with some more bigs, be it Zaza, be it McGee, be it David West, for a little bit longer than they'd like to. Maybe they, the small ball death lineup, especially with Durant now, that's lights out offensively, but maybe you put a little doubt in their mind if Tristan Thompson is grabbing 6, 7, 8 offensive rebounds, you just get more chances.
Own the glass, protect the paint. That's what that commercial says.
That's
right?
exactly right.
Yeah, but going into Game 1 here, I wonder if the Warriors are going to be a touch rusty, because going into Game 1 of the Western Conference Finals, they turned the ball over against the Spurs. They were really sloppy. They were down 20 at halftime because they weren't themselves, and then Kawhi went out and they got on that run. This could be the Cavs' game to steal. if they look like
You're
that
not
again.
saying Zaza Pachulia is going to slide
No.
under LeBron James tonight.
That's
You're
not happening.
Okay, I just wanted to
That's
make
not happening.
Very excited that basketball is nearly back. We got to take a break, though. When we return, Trey Kirby, the bearded one, joins us live from the finals in California. It's looking good, man. Looking real nice.
It's Trey by the Bay.
Yeah.
Hey, oh, we didn't hear it. Let's do it one more time. Hey, oh, the mic is working by the Bay. Good news. All right.
Rust, not rust.
All right, we teased it yesterday. Your interview with Tristan Thompson. We know you're on a diet, so it must have felt good to talk about actual food with someone.
Yeah, there's been a bunch of random food stories coming out about Tristan Thompson over the years, many of them fast food related, so I was happy to get the answer for all of them in a little thing we call Talking Food with Tristan Thompson. Zach Lowe over at ESPN just dropped an article, a really interesting profile about you, some great stuff in there, including a youth coach who said he used to bribe you with Big Macs. Now, things have obviously changed. You're a professional athlete. You're eating that professional athlete diet. But what fast food do you miss the most?
Big Macs.
It is Big Macs? Still a hankering for you?
Big Macs and then the crispy chicken from McDonald's. I definitely miss those days. But like you said, you know, the pro athlete diet, they're kind of strict, right?
Well, yeah, speaking of being strict, there's also in that article, it mentions a couple summers ago, you went to Chipotle 16 straight days. When you're in the same restaurant 16 days in a row, do you get the same thing, or are you changing your order up every time you go in?
No, I'm actually getting the same thing. I'm a guy that just prefers it really simple. So at Chipotle, I was literally getting, you know, a rice bowl, guacamole, chicken, double chicken, hot sauce, a little bit of cheese, and pico de gallo every time.
Every single time. It seems like Chipotle is a pretty big deal in the NBA. You still like to frequent it?
I think, you know, me and Chipotle had to take a little break, a little time off. You know, 16 days in a row. You know, we had to take a step back from each other. But this summer, I'll probably make a couple stops there.
Dave McMenamin, not too long ago, had a profile with you where you said you don't like to reheat food, but you also don't like cold food. So it leaves me wondering, what's that perfect food temperature for you?
Freshly made. Once it sits up for about an hour, me and that food is no longer going to be friends. No leftovers and no cold sandwiches. I hate cold sandwiches.
Cold sandwiches, that seems like they're around everywhere, though.
Well, I'm not consuming.
Not for you.
Not for me. Not for me.
In that same interview, you famously said you don't eat fish because fish eat their own poo, something I'd never thought of, but you're totally right. Are there any sea creatures that do make the cut for you? It's a healthy food sometimes.
Because of the NBA diet and being around guys that have expensive taste, I've had to try new things. So, you know, I do shrimp and some lobster bisque.
There you go.
Yeah, so, you know, because of NBA guys, I gotta kind of keep it up with them. I gotta keep up with them.
Your youth coach said when you came in, you're a little fat kid. I was also a little fat kid, so I have to know, growing up, did you wear husky jeans? You know, the big boy pants.
Well, back in 2004, I think big jeans was popular. You know, like the Sean Johns and the South Pole, and the you know, the Marc Jacobs. Those pants were always on the baggier side. So I don't think it was because of my baby fat, but I wasn't that big. But I was still considered, you know, one of the leaner guys on my team. But you know, as trends change, you know, the pants get a little more fitted and more Euro cut, and I'm happy where I look now.
Speaking of the pants trends that are changing, supposedly your teammates are worried you might split your tight pants because they are tightening up the Euro cut, like you're saying. Do you keep in shape for basketball, or so you can keep wearing fly clothes?
I'm gonna be honest, for both.
Yeah, me too. That's why I'm on Hole 30. Tristan, thank you so much. I'm very hungry now. Let's go get something to eat.
Yeah, let's go get some McDonald's.
Yeah, so he's got some pretty picky habits when it comes to food, which fair enough, you're putting it into your body. But as it turns out, Tristan Thompson also has very particular starters viewing habits.
It's an honor to make my appearance on the starter. You guys gotta check it out. I watch after practice, after my nap. You guys do a great job.
Nothing better than waking up with the starters. At least that's what I like to tell my family.
Great stuff, Trey. That was a great interview. I didn't know Tristan Thompson was that funny. You brought it out of him, and it's great to have
Canadian.
him on the starters.
He's funny, man.
He's a humorous guy.
Oh, he was an easy guy to talk to, and I mean, he's such a huge Starters fan, so he was having a great time.
All right, between each finals game, we issue a challenge to our correspondent out there. Sometimes it's a playoff-themed meal you got to eat in the arena. Sometimes you got to take a photo with a celebrity, but this one has to do with something last year. It's a callback, so let's take a look at this video from last year first.
Stephen Curry and the Warriors. Stephen Curry, he's driving me crazy. Huh? Who is this kid? Have you seen this kid? Have you seen what this kid did? Guess what? This kid can shoot the ball.
Okay, he was such a hit last year. We won him again. You got to go find the Stephen Curry guy.
This is a perfect challenge, guys. I want to find this guy, too. I'm glad I at least have a reason now. But I'll be disappointed if he doesn't have a new song after the way things went down last year, after adding Kevin Durant. I'm going to be disappointed. So hopefully he's got some new hotness out there on the streets.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's going to be Kevin Durant is driving me crazy.
The Warriors!
All right, Trey.
Can't wait to hear.
All right, talk to you tomorrow. You'll be back. We'll be back right after this to get you set for the 2017 finals. We'll show you the best plays from the last two finals.
Oh, yeah.
There are some goodies.
The Starters on NBA TV is brought to you by Jack Daniel's Tennessee Honey, proud partner of the NBA. Do your friends proud. Please drink responsibly.
Back with the Starters. Earlier this week, we hit you with the Warriors' top 10 plays of the season. A day later, we hit you with the Cavs' top 10 plays of the season. But the NBA Finals are finally upon us. So in preparation for Warriors-Cavs 3, we have decided to count down the top 10 plays from the past two finals between these squads. 2015, 2016 top 10 plays mashed together at number 10. Harrison Barnes mashing it on a couple Cavs back in 2015 Game 5.
The lefty.
Oh, we're going to see a bunch of old friends here.
Oh,
Mike
Mike.
Miller.
Old friends Mike.
Timothy.
Timo. At number 9, Game 6 of 2015, Festus Ezeli. Another name from the past. Has a Mozgov on his back.
Oh!
And one putback dunk. Haven't seen Festus in a long time.
At number 8, LeBron James with a beautiful over-the-head, no-look dime to Mozgov. Game 4, 2015. Nice finish by the big Russian. Look at this pass, though. Oh, it's so nice.
Game 1 of that series, Kyrie's only game in that series. A huge block. Steph had a layup to basically seal the game. 25 seconds left in regulation, but Kyrie recovers so beautifully to send this baby to overtime. Huge.
All right, let's get to 2016. Sean Livingston puts Richard Jefferson on a poster in Game 5. Punches it home
The old quick dunk.
before RJ can really challenge it. Sean Livingston had a great series last year.
Game 5, or back to 2015, Game 2 here. This one went to OT. It's easy to forget that the first two games went to overtime, and Dre, a monstrous help block on LeBron.
Huge! At number 4, 2015, Game 5, Steph Curry, make him dance. Step back.
Oh.
Dellavedova. Yeah, the internet went nuts on this one. Oh boy. Delly trying his best. Curry just a little bit better. Making him dance! Then the stank face.
At number 3, we couldn't pick just one LeBron alley-oop, so we got 3 for you. Back in 2015, this one from Delly. This one, the Cavs went up 2-1. We're rolling. Oh. On a guy, no big deal. And this one, remember it last year, JR, the toss up, no look to Bron.
This is where JR checks his armpit.
Yeah. Let's just gonna check how fresh he is.
What a play.
Monstrous. And then a third one. This is great because LeBron causes the steal last year.
Stumbling,
Dribbles,
bubbling.
gets up, and then has
Boom.
to reach back to throw it down. Game 3 of 2016.
Yeah, it's incredible he got that high after him just fallen.
3 Bron oops.
And number 2, we are into Game 7 of the 2016 Finals. Tied at 89. Kyrie Irving ISO from his spot over Curry. One of the biggest shots in NBA Finals history to put the Cavs up 3, and they would hold on. Spoiler, they would win the 2016 title. What a shot, Kyrie.
A minute earlier in Game 7, this LeBron block on Andre Iguodala was seemingly tied at 89 forever because
no one could score.
because of that play right there. I mean, JR's defense really helped Bron get back there. You saw Steph putting up his finger. It must have hit glass. Clean.
No surprise there from number 1. All right, final break. When we return, we revisit a historic Reggie Miller performance. This one's fun. You're watching The Starters, presented by Jack Daniels, Tennessee Honey. Back with The Starters, getting very excited for Game 1 of the Finals tonight. But today marks the 23rd anniversary of one of the greatest playoff performances in NBA history. I'm talking Game 5 of the '94 East Finals. Pacers trailing Knicks by 12, heading into the fourth quarter. Cue Reggie Miller, the Knicks killer, hit a number of shots. He just quieted the MSG crowd. Scored 25 in that final quarter and memorably taunted Knicks fan Spike Lee. I remember where I was for that game.
Where were you?
I was in a hotel room in Quebec City on a grade 8 class trip. Like 25 other people watching that game going bonkers. What a performance. All right, tomorrow we got the Drop Podcast. We'll get it up around noon, 1 o'clock. We'll be talking, of course, about Game 1 tonight. So catch that on iTunes, Google Play, our website. Always a blast. But we finally have basketball. Game 1, 9 p.m. Eastern on ABC. Cavs and Warriors, welcome back. Coverage starting here on the network. Immediately following the starters here, just a quick reminder of our predictions. Trey, the only one taking the Cavs. He's got Cavs in 6, Lee, Warriors in 7. Tass and I say Warriors in 6. Let's just hope for a competitive, long series.
Who cares who wins as long as we get a great series
For sure.
between the Cavs and the Warriors. And I think we have somebody coming into the arena here. There he is. It's Stephen Curry. Stephen Curry.
He's driving me crazy.
Race the night, people.
Stephen Curry.